Hey everybody, in this series we're going to be talking about the benefits of a coffee enema and how I actually do a coffee enema. And I was doing some research about the glutathione increasing effect of the coffee enema, and I really couldn't find any credible evidence of that on the net. But aside from that, don't worry about glutathione and things like that. Just think of something more in the lines of detoxing your lymphatic system, because essentially you're decongesting your gallbladder and you're decongesting your liver, so the bile can move and the liver can have a load off it. And you're also, there's actually another interesting element to a coffee enema, which is any kind of warm enema you put into your intestines. You're gonna actually warm up the inside, so it's great for cramping and things like that. You should always be careful of putting a cold substance in there, because it can really cramp you and actually hurt you in some ways if you have sensitivities. Anyway, the other thing is you're basically cleansing out your intestines. You're cleansing out your colon. So that and your small intestine, so that's going to get a load off right there. It's going to take a bunch of fungus out, a bunch of bacteria, a bunch of stool, a bunch of acids and alcohols and all sorts of stuff, especially if you've been mixing a lot of foods and not eating the best stuff, organic, raw, prepared properly, juices, things like that. If you're mixing like hamburgers and hot dogs and processed meats and processed foods and fried foods and Cokes and Pepsis and things like this, you're gonna really benefit from a coffee enema. The other thing I saw on the internet was two interesting things when I was doing research. People who were hurting themselves from the coffee enemas. Why? Because they're using really hot coffee, okay, or hot substances. Any hot substance, any way that you put it on the body is gonna hurt it, okay? Anything that's boiling is gonna damage your tissues. So be careful of that. Just use something that's, when you put your finger in it, it should be comfortable. When you hold the bottle, it should be comfortable. So that's really important. And the other thing is, there was some cases where people had gotten really hurt because the coffee had absorbed in a way, and they had absorbed too much coffee or something. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, like ultra sensitive, where my blood pressure will actually go up from it, and I'll feel really uncomfortable. And I have to say, I'm putting like 8 cups of coffee, in my intestines. I don't get that effect. I don't really get that same effect of drinking half a cup of coffee. If I were to drink half a cup of coffee, I would feel that. I don't feel that from the coffee enema. I feel relaxed. I feel at ease. I feel good. I feel, just great from it. Today I will be showing you guys how I do a coffee enema. Now, I will not be showing you me actually doing a coffee enema, but I'll show you how to get everything prepared and how I set up the bathroom to do it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. You're just going to need a couple of different things. I have a lot of experience doing this. I've done probably about 30 plus, maybe even 40 of these. When you do coffee enemas, it does feel great. It's a great detox. And unlike what a lot of people would think, where you would think, taking that level of coffee in, you're basically going to be getting about this much coffee into your body, which is 1,500 milliliters, which who knows what that means. Basically got about 8 cups full of coffee here that you're going to be putting into your body. You do not get a buzz from it. You do not feel irritable. You do not get energy from it like how you would get if you're drinking the coffee. You actually get more of a relaxed feeling over your body. Now, before I got this mason jar, I got this from Target. It was really hard to do the enemas because you have to basically, I like to do two, the container that I use to put the coffee in, and there's a hose I'll show you in a minute. I like to have extra, because sometimes what happens is when you're doing an enema, you almost immediately want to get the stuff out. So, while you're clearing out what's already there, you kind of lose some of the coffee. You want to kind of hold it in as long as you can. So you're going to need one of these. This is going to give you your extra batch when you're in the bathroom. You don't want to be going in and out of the bathroom. You just want to be there when you're doing it. You're going to need a coffee grinder. I just have this. I had this, like I bought this 20 years ago or whatever, 15 years ago, and I still have it. Just don't put anything that's hard to break down. I had another coffee grinder before, and I put like licorice sticks and herbs and stuff in there. They were like kind of like woody and like sticks, and I just burned it out. So just be careful. Just use coffee or other smaller like leafy herbs that are dry, like, you know, mint and anything that's leafy, anything that's kind of like woody. It has to be in smaller chunks, and you have to be careful because you could smell the motor getting hot. Okay, so, and if it's, you know, the motor's getting hot, that means the gas is coming into the herb, and that's not good. You don't want that. So this is good for just coffee essentially, but you could use it for other things if you have to. And then I like using Dr. Marshall coffee from Premier Research Labs. Just look it up. He's got really good stuff. I like this coffee a lot. You can also drink this coffee, but they're just whole roasted coffee, and it smells delicious. I love drinking coffee, but I don't nowadays. But it's just regular old coffee. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but you know. So what you want to do is you want to put 3 tablespoons in the grinder. Got the grinder out. Gonna put 3 tablespoons from here in here. And it's ready to go. Just gotta grind it up. And so what I like to do is I'll boil it in here. It's just a pot, you know. So I'll fill up water all the way, pretty much, in here. I don't know if you could see that, but let's move this over here. You can see my little setup here. So we're gonna fill that up. Left, we got the pot, got the water filling up, we got the grinder, we're gonna grind that. And then I like to keep the box of the grinder because it just kind of keeps it nice and square, and I could, you know, I'll put it away easily. While that's filling up, I'm going to grind it. All right. That's done. That's done. Easy. Okay, that's almost full. So I put the ground coffee in the pot, and this thing is almost full. And we can turn that off. That's filtered water, alkali control, but I just put it at neutral pH. I could put it acidic or alkaline, but I don't want to mess with that with enemas. I never messed with alkalinity and acidity with enemas, and I don't want to start today. I think the coffee's fine. Let's put this back in the box here. Anyway, so that's in there, and we're gonna just put it on medium heat for about 15 minutes and keep it covered. So I'll put this right here. So we're gonna put this right here, turn it on to medium heat. It's a little bit less than medium heat. I don't like it too strong. And we just cover it, and it's ready to go. That's it. Give it about 15 minutes. All right, this thing is boiling now, because you can see. Turn it off. and we'll just close it back up so all the oils and steam and different stuff, because you could smell the aromatic oils in the air the moment you open it up. You want to close it and just leave. All right, now coffee's done. What we gotta do is get rid of all the grounds. Which is really easy. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes. Now we have our coffee. I hope that didn't get in there, but whatever. Pretty easy. Cleaning off the strainer there. And then we'll just put this in. This is very hot, so be careful. Now, if you put this directly into your rectum, you're gonna have some serious problems. Okay. Now, there was some stuff that was in there. I didn't like that, so I'm gonna redo this so that it's totally clean, because it'll jam up the little enema kit. Like a little hose. So you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be jamming it up. Okay, we got this right here. Let's just redo this real quick. Just take a second. Now this is hot, so be careful. You will burn yourself. So all these little extra grounds were in there because it fell off. I don't know if you can see that, but fell in there. But you don't need those at this point. Okay. So this is ready to go. These never pour the way I want them to pour. There's some stuff in here. Let's clean that out too. I'm actually glad this is happening, because usually this doesn't happen to me, but you can see that it's not really, you know, an exact thing ever. You just want to get this as clean as you can. Again, this is very hot, so yeah. Probably still like this. Maybe I was doing it too fast. Alright, whatever. So a bunch of it's missing, but that's okay. So I'm going to put ice in here right now. And that should be fine too. Let's these off here. Alright, so while that's sitting, the next step in the process is cooling it down, because it is way too damn hot. You will burn yourself if you put this into your body at this point, or if you put your hand in it. I mean, I'm going to put my hand in it right now. It's pretty damn hot. You will guarantee burn yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. You do not want to burn yourself. Okay, so the next step here is I'll get some ice, get some kind of a container. Now, that's still not going to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out some of this into the sink, just a little bit. Just to make room for the ice. It seats a little bit. That should kind of pretty much do it. Let's see if that'll do it. Now there's different ways of doing this. You can be more purist about it, but I really don't care to be that purist about it. As long as it's, see, I can put my finger in there and it's not painful at this point. When the rest of this ice melts, it's going to be nice and pleasant. You want it to be a little bit above room temperature. You can also get a thermometer or something to see how hot or cold, you know, see the temperature. But by just sticking your finger in there, you could feel it. I mean, this feels good. I'd like to take a bath in something like this. So that should be fine. You know, you can also touch the sides here. It's fairly warm. You don't want it to be colder than the body, because that'll make you cramp up and it'll be uncomfortable. And it actually has a counter effect, because your body's going to be draining its energy trying to deal with this cold invasion. You could do, you know, something colder than the body, like room temperature is colder than the body. Okay, 98.6 is the body. Room temperature is like what, 80 degrees or something. And so that's going to be about 10 degrees lower, more than 10 degrees, but let's just say 10-15 degrees lower. That's all. That's a big difference. So this is perfect. You know, I could just stick my finger in there and there's no discomfort. It's just a pleasant, you should feel very pleasant. This thing is ready to go. Okay, this is the bathroom I'm going to be doing the session in. I'm going to be doing the bathtub because I think it's the best place. Make sure there's no water in the bathtub. If there is, just wipe it down with a towel, like a bath towel like this. But mine is dry right now. And I'm going to set up so you can see just like a regular bathroom here. I'm going to set it up and show you what I've done to make sure you could do the session in a little room like this, okay? So hang tight. A couple different things. You want to have paper towels. I like having a little timer, and I put it for about 30 minutes just to see how long. You want to be doing this for about 20 minutes. You want to have the stuff in you for about 20 minutes. Sometimes you'll be in here for 40 minutes. Sometimes you'll be in here for 10 minutes, depending on what's going on. I like to have my little tablet. I put music on, watch YouTube or whatever while I'm doing my thing. Of course, you got the coffee. And then what you're going to need is one of these buckets. I got this from Dr. Marshall. The plastic doesn't have the toxic stuff in it, and it's very resistant. And essentially what you do is you put the stuff in here and put this in your butt hole. Now what you need to do is you need to put some shea butter right on your anus so that it slides in nice and smooth. And then what you also need is okay, so this is like a stop. This completely stops everything right here. Okay, so nothing will come through, and this is more like a control valve, so you can control how slowly it's going into your intestine, because if it goes too fast, your body wants to get rid of it, so you want to slow it down. So what I like to do is keep it like on one of these control levels, and so that it slowly drips in there, and I like to close it before I put anything in here, so nothing's going to get out of here. Okay, I'm going to set up the room a little bit more, and then I'll show you what I did. Another thing you're going to have to know how to do is how to clean one of these babies, because you are using this, you are sticking this in your butt, and it does get stuff on it. Now you do want to use some kind of shea butter that's pure, no perfumes, no nothing. You can use olive oil too, but I like shea butter because it works perfectly. And what you need to do is you need to clean this thing. So the way you clean this is quite simply, let me see if I can get a nice focus on this. You can't really stick this in here, it doesn't go in that well. Maybe this might actually. So what you do is you pull this part of the Q-tip out a little bit, so you get a little bit of a kind of like a something that looks like that. Let's see if you can get that nice and focused. Okay, then just stick it in just like this. Once it goes in there, boom, cleans out. Now, I've already cleaned this, but you know, you want to clean this out. It's a good thing. Okay. Now the oil generally will prevent anything from growing on it, because it is your stool. There's tons of fungi, bacteria, thousands of species of stuff right there. Just use a Q-tip, clean it out, and you won't have any problems. Okay, everyone, so a few little adjustments that I've made. So I got rid of the carpet. I just put it on the side over here. Paper towels right there. I got my pillow. I got my towel down there. It's gonna get coffee on there. I got my little tablet, Samsung tablet right there. I got the the coffee right here in the bucket already filled up. I got the coffee, the extra ones right here. I got the timer set. I'm gonna put it for 40 minutes. Let's see what happens. And just a way for me to gauge. Doesn't really matter. Time doesn't matter so much, as long as you go through the whole coffee. Sometimes I don't even go through the whole coffee. You can also put other stuff in the coffee. I've put a drop or two of hydrogen peroxide. Be careful with hydrogen peroxide. Don't put more than 1 drop or 2. I've put minerals in there. You could put other herbs. You can put liver decongesting herbs, like golden, what's it called? Golden leaf or something? I forget what it's called now. Anyway, whatever. There's lots of stuff out there. You could put that stimulates the organ or the, the liver and the kidneys and whatever. But I like coffee. It's simple. You can also just do I've put magnesium sulfate in there, Epsom salt. And so you could put this like this and lay on it if you want. That would be like your sacrum on there. And one last thing before I get started, let me just show you. Let me prepare to, so like that's where it's at, right? So watch what happens. It's gonna start flowing. And there you go. Now I'm gonna close it off and that thing's ready to go. See, if this was totally open, you could see it, like all of it would just come out, like it would just rush out, but you got a little control on there. You could kind of see that. So here we go. Oh, and then if you got something like this, just put it over to the side. And we're ready for the setup. I'll tell you how it goes after. So alright, just finished the coffee enema, and it was quite a success. It took about half an hour. In the end, I just cleaned everything off and used the paper towels and clean yourself off, and you rinse the little the bowl with the plastic bowl with the hose. Just make sure everything's clean. And so just a few things. I mean, for example, this time was the first time I was able to take that whole container full, which is probably about 5 cups worth of coffee into my intestine. I was able to hold it, and it was not uncomfortable at all. What you'll notice in the beginning is that it will be uncomfortable. Like you might put like very little bit, like you might put a quarter of a cup in, and you're gonna want to get it out. Your body will be like, no, get it out. But I've been doing these coffee enemas for the last, I think I did it yesterday too, if not the day before also. But when you do it a couple days in a row, like right now I feel kind of light in my head, like a buzzing in my head. And it's not because of the coffee, it's because pretty much everything is emptied out in my intestines. There's like, all the food, which grounds me, which gives me a sense of feeling grounded and kind of like more stable, is just leaving. And I think that's what's causing that. My brother was talking about that to me too, how he got these kind of like this lightness in the head. It's not my favorite feeling. As far as the lightness in the head, but it'll go away. Anyway, a couple more things you should know. Oh, another thing was like the stuff that came out there had this real strong smell, this toxic smell. So I think the more you do it consecutively, you're gonna have more of a stronger detox. My back adjusted, my upper back, lower back. I mean, I could just feel it's all loose. A lot of inflammation is just just gets out of the body, just cleans out. And that's about it. It's pretty easy. It took about half an hour. I did pretty much 2 sessions. Sometimes I'll do meaning 2 sessions, like where you put it in and then you have to go to the bathroom, literally on the toilet, and just get it all out. It took me twice. Other times I've done that 10 times. And throughout the day, I might have a need to go again to basically, just get more of the stuff out, because some of the stuff does get pretty deep in there, and you'll feel it come out later. So it is a little gross. I won't deny it. It's not like the most like, eating cotton candy or whatever. It's, you're dealing with your stool and your anus and, detoxing. So it's, it's not clean, but you are getting cleaned out, and it feels great. I feel very light. My body feels really nice and light and tingly. Some of the tingling sensations in the upper part of my body I don't really like so much, but it'll go away. And make sure when you're doing something like this, have some kind of good food that you're going to eat later on, because you don't want to just like do something like this and go ahead and eat like some fried chicken with some fries and a burger or something. You know, you want to, you know, keep it vegetarian. Maybe do a juice. Maybe I'll do a juice right now. A good juice that I like is cucumber, celery, parsley, cilantro, something like that works just fine. Okay guys, enjoy. Good luck.